Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all the panel members and the shareholder for the 57th Annual General Meeting of Goa Carbon Limited. We have the requisite member present for the quorum. Currently, total 46 members present for this meeting. I now hand over the proceeding to the Company Secretary. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Moderator. Namaste. Good afternoon and a warm welcome to the shareholders of Goa Carbon Limited at this 57th Annual General Meeting. I am Praveen Satadekar, Company Secretary and Compliance Officer of the company. It is my privilege to extend a warm welcome to all the directors and distinguished members of the panel. In line with the permissions granted by the MCA and SEBI, this AGM is being conducted through video conferencing and other audio-visual means. We thank all the shareholders for joining us virtually today. With these words, I now request Shri Srinivas Dempo, Chairman of the Board, to assume the chair and commence the proceedings of this meeting. Over to you, Chairman, sir.
Thank you, Praveen, and a very good afternoon to all the esteemed shareholders of Goa Carbon Limited. Also, a very good afternoon to all my colleagues on the board, as well as my colleagues in the management and employees of Goa Carbon Limited who are present at this virtual meeting today. Hope all are keeping healthy and keeping well. I appreciate you all for taking the time to attend the annual general meeting of your company. As the requisite quorum, I am told, is present at this AGM, and if Praveen could please confirm that.
Yes, sir, the requisite quorum is present. We also received two corporate representation totaling 50,69,050 shares, amounting to 55.39% of the total voting capital of the company.
Thank you, Praveen. And since the company secretary has confirmed that the quorum is present, I call this meeting in order through video conferencing facility. Before taking you through the formal proceedings of the AGM, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce the board members of your company. I will start with Mr. Nagesh Pinge, Independent Director and Chairman of the Audit Committee, a Chartered Accountant and a law graduate. He has also completed the Executive Education Program at the Ross School of Business of the University of Michigan, USA. He is attending this meeting from the United States of America. Next is Mr. Rajesh Dempo, non-executive, non-independent director and chairman of the Stakeholders Relationship Committee, a third-generation entrepreneur from an industrial family, having diversified businesses in the field of real estate, hospitality, healthcare, media, and childcare. He is attending this meeting from the registered office of the company in Goa. It's my pleasure now to introduce Mr. Subodh Natkani, Independent Director and Chairman of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee and member of the Audit Committee of the Board. A Chartered Accountant and a Company Secretary, he is also the alumnus of the Harvard Business School, having more than 40 years of industrial experience in various leadership positions in India and also at the international level. He is attending this meeting from his office in Singapore. Next is Mr. Jagmohan Chabra, non-executive, non-independent director and member of the Audit Committee of the Board, a mechanical engineer with master's degree in management. He is attending this meeting from the registered office of the company in Goa. I now turn to Mr. Subrakant Panda, independent director and member of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee and Corporate Social Responsibility Committee of the board. Graduated with honors from the Queston School of Business, Boston University, is the managing director of Indian Metals and Ferroalloys Limited. He is attending this meeting from his office in Bhubaneswar. Our next director is Dr. Shama Fernandez, who is the independent additional director and member of the Stakeholders Relationship Committee and Audit Committee of the board. Dr. Shama Fernandez is the non-executive vice chairperson of the Northern Arc Group and executive chairperson of the Northern Arc Investment Managers. She served as the managing director and CEO of Northern Arc Capital from the year 2012 to 2022. Dr. Shama holds a bachelor's degree in science and a master's degree as well as a PhD in management studies. She has over 30 years of experience spanning across management, risk advisory, and also academia. Dr. Sharma is a financial risk manager certified by the Global Association of Risk Professionals. She is attending this meeting from her office in Japan. Next is Mr. Anupam Mishra, Executive Director and member of the CSR and Stakeholders Relationship Committee of the board. He is the alumnus of BITS Pilani and SP Jain Mumbai. He is attending this meeting from the registered office of the company in Panji, Goa. I would also like to mention that all the directors of your company are present at the meeting through video conferencing. In addition to this, Mr. Vikrant Garg, the Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Kalpesh Khandelwal, Partner BSR and Company LLP, those are the statutory auditors of your company, Mr. Hiren Upadhyay, Internal Auditor BDO India, Mr. Shivram Bhatt, Secretarial Auditor, Mr. Amit Apte, Cost Auditor of the company, and Ms. Shweta Gokand, who has been appointed by the board as the scrutinizer for this meeting, are attending the meeting. The other senior members of management team are also participating in the meeting through the VC link, including from the various plants of the company. I now request Sri Praveen Satandekar, your company secretary, to take us through the regulatory matters and the general instructions pertaining to the annual general meeting. Over to you, Praveen.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Once again, good afternoon to all the shareholders. Welcome all to the 57th annual general meeting of your company. Members may note that this AGM is being held through video conferencing and pursuant to the applicable general circulars of the MCA and SEBI, physical attendance of the members has been dispensed with. Accordingly, the facility for the appointment of proxy is not available for the meeting. The relevant statutory registers are available online at this meeting. These registers shall remain accessible to the members for inspection electronically if they so desire. The notice of the 57th AGM, along with the copies of the audited financial statement, directors and auditors report thereon for the financial year ended 31st March 2025, have been emailed within the statutory time limit to all the shareholders whose email addresses are registered with the company or the registrar or with their respective depository participants. With the team permission of the member, we shall take the notice of the 57th AGM and the board's report, which are circulated to all the shareholders as read. The statutory auditors and the secretarial auditors report for the financial year ended 31st March 2025 do not contain any qualifications, reservations, or any adverse remark. Accordingly, the reports are not required to be read out as provided in the Companies Act 2013, and with your deemed permission are taken as read. In line with the Companies Act 2013 and SEBI LODR regulations, your company provided remote e-voting facility to all the shareholders to enable them to cast their votes electronically. As stated in the notice of this AGM, the remote e-voting facility was open for 3 days and concluded yesterday 5 p.m. Further, in compliance with the applicable provisions and circulars of MCA, the voting at today's AGM will also be conducted through the same e-voting platform of MUFG In Time India Private Limited, used for remote e-voting. The members attending this meeting who have not cast their vote during the remote e-voting process and otherwise are not barred from doing so shall be eligible to vote through e-voting system at this AGM. Once the chairman orders the commencement of electronic voting, the e-voting module will be activated by the scrutinizer or moderator to enable such members to cast their votes, and the e-voting process will be available till the expiry of 15 minutes after the 57th AGM is over. Members may please note that there will be no voting by show of hands. The results of the e-voting along with the scrutinizer's report shall be communicated to BSE Limited and National Stock Exchange of India Limited, where your company shares are listed, and will also be placed on the website of the company, along with the website of the registrar, within 48 hours of the conclusion of this meeting. Mrs. Shweta Gokand and Company, practicing company secretaries, have been appointed as a scrutinizer to scrutinize the e-voting process in a fair and transparent manner. I will now take you through the flow of the AGM proceedings. The chairman will first address the members. The members who have registered as speaker will then be allowed, as their names will be announced by the moderator, to speak and raise their queries or questions. Thereafter, the chairman shall proceed with the resolutions listed in the notice of the 57th AGM. The chairman will then announce the e-voting that will be starting, and it will be remaining open for 15 minutes after the AGM is concluded. I now request Chairman Sri Srinivas Dempo to address the members. Over to you, Chairman, sir.
Thank you, Praveen, for explaining the procedure and the process of how the AGM will be conducted. Dear members, it's my privilege to address you through this virtual address, the 57th annual report of Goa Carbon Limited, and to share my perspective and an overview of the company's performance, the evolving business environment, and our outlook for the future of your company. Let me start with global and Indian business environment first. The global economic landscape remains uncertain, as all of you know, shaped by persistent geopolitical tensions, volatile commodity markets, and evolving trade dynamics. The recalibration of global supply chains and the emergence of new trade blocs have made the operating environment more complex for industrial players like us. Global economic growth is projected to moderate to 2.8% in 2025, as per the International Monetary Fund report, amid a persistently uncertain trade policy environment, as we have seen in recent times. Growth in both the two major economies of the world, that is the United States of America and China, is expected to decelerate, with the pace and extent of the global slowdown likely influenced by the evolution of US tariff measures. Meanwhile, the disinflationary trend is anticipated to continue, albeit at a much slower rate, with global inflation projected to ease from 5.7% in 2024 to about 4.3% in 2025. However, heightened trade policy uncertainty remains a key risk to the global economic outlook. In India, while macroeconomic fundamentals remain broadly stable, there is an increasing emphasis on regulatory reforms and sustainability imperatives. These changes, although challenging in the short term, are aligned with long-term national goals and will ultimately benefit responsible and resilient businesses like ours. The calcination industry, where your company is operating in, has been facing input cost volatility, logistical challenges, and regulatory shifts. Aluminum production, a key demand driver for our products, has experienced moderate growth, although the pace has been somewhat restrained due to global headwinds. Further, the import quota regime for raw petroleum coke and calcined petroleum coke continues to impact supply chains and operational flexibility. I will now turn on to the performance update of your company. Against the above-mentioned challenging backdrop, Goa Carbon remained focused on maintaining operational stability and delivering value to all stakeholders. This year was marked by intense pressures on input costs and subdued product realizations. In response, the company undertook proactive measures, including rigorous monitoring of business conditions, enhanced customer engagement, and initiatives to optimize cost. The year gone by, that is 24-25, was particularly difficult, with multiple headwinds impacting overall performance. Revenue from operations declined sharply to 508.47 crores from 1,057.31 crores in fiscal 24, a drop of nearly 52%, primarily due to weak market demand and lower offtake from key customers. Profit before tax turned negative at 28.40 crores, as against a profit of 115.71 crores in the previous year, reflecting a sharp decline in revenue and sustained margin pressure. Overall, the company faced a challenging operating environment characterized by adverse market conditions and lower capacity utilization. The management is actively implementing strategic and operational initiatives aimed at restoring growth and improving margins in the forthcoming years. Just to highlight the quarter one results for 25-26, which have already been announced and are available in public domain. The company reported revenue of 199.25 crores for the quarter, compared to 127.79 crores in quarter one of 24-25. However, the profit before tax continues to be under pressure and stood at a loss of 11.78 crores as against the profit of 4.20 crores recorded in the corresponding period of the previous year. We recognizing that navigating such a demanding landscape requires relentless focus on efficiency and resilience. The management remains fully committed to enhancing international processes, upgrading systems, and driving higher productivity across all our manufacturing facilities. I would now like to highlight on the regulatory compliance and sustainability. Your company remains firmly aligned with India's evolving legal and environmental framework and is duly compliant with the latest corporate and environmental regulations, including those mandated by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Notably, the flue gas desulfurization units have been installed at all the major plants of your company to effectively control particulate matter and SO2 emissions in accordance with MOEF norms. Our commitment to sustainability remains steadfast. We continue to reduce our carbon footprint, optimize energy consumption, and adopt environmentally responsible practices. I am pleased to report that our executive leadership is actively exploring global best practices to further enhance productivity and drive cost optimization. Last year, we launched a product called GCAR Plus, a breakthrough product that is gaining strong traction in the recarburizer and carbon additive sectors, representing our dedication to quality, sustainability, and industry leadership. GCAR Plus delivers superior performance through use of high-grade global raw material. With low sulfur content, the product also supports lower emission and reinforces the company's environmental objectives. Our environmental, social, and governance, that is the ESG initiatives, are central to our vision of environmental stewardship and community development. As part of our afforestation program, we have planted thousands of trees across our various site locations, achieving over 40% cumulative green cover, almost across 47 acres. At our Goa plant, we have embarked on an ambitious Miyawaki forest project targeting 10,000 trees, of which over 2,000 have already been planted in the first phase, successfully completed ahead of the monsoon schedule. Our collaboration with a very prominent institution, that is BITS Pilani Goa campus, continues to deepen. Following a study that confirmed GSL's emissions are well within environmental norms, we are now working with the institute to optimize plant operations through advanced computational fluid dynamics modeling. This project is at an advanced stage and is expected to further strengthen our efficiency and sustainability efforts. Turning now to a topic which is very close to the heart of the company and to the group's philosophy, our CSR initiatives reflect our unwavering commitment to inclusive and sustainable development. Across all our plant locations, the company has implemented meaningful projects in the areas of education, sanitation, sports, and rural development, demonstrating our strong sense of purpose as a responsible corporate citizen. In the year gone by of fiscal 25, we launched several high-impact CSR projects focused on education, women empowerment, sports, and cultural development. With community development initiatives and investments exceeding 175 lakhs, we remain dedicated to building a brighter and more equitable future for the communities we serve. Our partnerships with esteemed implementing agencies such as the Bansidhar and Ila Panda Foundation, the GPR Strategies and Solutions Private Limited, and the Study Foundation have been instrumental in delivering impactful projects across Goa, Paradeep, and Bilaspur where all the plants of the company are situated. Key initiatives during the year included support to government primary schools, provision of safe drinking water, and sanitation facilities in surrounding villages, and the promotion of sports and cultural activities in all the three states that we operate in. We take great pride in supporting our Goodwill Ambassador, Arush Pavaskar, a 14-year-old badminton prodigy who continues to shine in the sport. A notable initiative during the year was the installation of a paper recycling unit at the Central Jail of Kolwale in Goa, aimed at promoting inmate rehabilitation and skill development. Another significant project, which is worth mentioning, was the project Unnati, focused on empowering rural women through financial literacy, livelihood development, and life skills training. The program also addressed vital issues such as water, sanitation, hygiene, nutrition, and reproductive health care education, enabling women to lead healthier, more informed, and self reliant lives. How do we see the way forward? Customer expectations continue to evolve, with growing emphasis on quality, reliability, and environmental compliance. At Goa Carbon, we engage closely with our customers to better understand their evolving needs and co-create value-added solutions that foster long-term partnerships. The RBI, that's the Reserve Bank of India, projects our country's growth rate at 6.5% for fiscal year of 2026. With the growth rate for 2025, this growth is expected to be driven by revival in urban demand and a resilient services sector, although weaker external demand conditions may pose challenges, as I've said before. CPI inflation is expected to ease from 4.6% to 4% in fiscal 26, with monetary policy likely to remain supportive for a more robust growth. However, global trade disruptions and a broader economic slowdown globally remain key downside risks for your company. Despite these external headwinds, our strategic direction remains focused and future ready. We are committed to enhancing operational efficiency, optimizing cost structures, deepening customer relationships, innovating with alternative carbon solutions, and diversifying our customer base. Embedding sustainability across all aspects of our operations hold key to our future operations in the company. We remain confident that our disciplined approach, agility, and unwavering commitment to excellence will enable us to navigate current business challenges and emerge stronger in the years ahead. Before I wind up my speech, on behalf of the Board of Directors, I'd like to extend my sincere gratitude to all our stakeholders, employees, customers, all the state governments of Goa, Orissa, as well as Chhattisgarh, and you, our valued shareholders, for your continued support and trust in Goa Carbon Limited. Let us move forward together with renewed purpose and resilience towards a more sustainable and a prosperous future. Also, a special thanks to all my colleagues on the board who have been rock solid support as well as great support of guidance, advice, and counsel in these very challenging times. I would now like to inform, as Praveen has said earlier, that shareholders who have registered as a speaker may now speak as their names are announced by the moderator. If any shareholders have placed any queries or comments at the last minute in the chat box, the management will definitely endeavor to look into it and respond suitably to our secretariat after the AGM is over. For better administration of the Q&A session, I would request all the speakers to ask their questions first. We will then endeavor to answer each and every question after the questions are asked by the shareholders. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Over to
Chairman,
you,
sir.
moderator.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman, sir. I now invite speaker number 1, Mr. Abhishek J. Mr. Abhishek, you are in the panel. Please start your video and you may ask your question.
இப்போ நாளைக்கு பிரபா போறேன் நான் இங்க வீட்டுக்கு. அப்போ ஒரிஜினல் செக்லாம் பார்த்தோமா நாளைக்கு என்ன ஒரிஜினல் எங்க இருக்கு ரைட் அப்ப நீ எப்படி
Abhishek, can you ask your question, please?
Mr. Abhishek?
sir, can you hear me? Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
I
Yes.
congratulate management on the eve of annual general body meetings. I trust all is well with you and your family in this challenging situation. Our company deserves much more respect than the current market cap. After completing more than a decade of successful operations, profitability, and becoming one of the strongest brands in the respective segment. So first of all, I would like to know what are the steps being taken by the management to arrange call, quarterly presentations, and meeting with global investors on a regular basis? So then we can see that our what steps have been taken by the management to improve the EPS minus 36.02, P ratio minus 12.65, and return on equity is minus 14.19. So what proactive steps is the management taking, sir, to overcome the same? Because all these are negative. So what proactive steps management taking to overcome and reward the minority investor fraternity in good numbers in the years to come? And I've sent my questions by email also, so I should not repeat the same questions again in the interest of time. And I would request you to kindly consider hybrid AGMs in the years to come, sir, as most of the senior citizens are not able to join because of the digital challenges in this virtual platform. So if you can kindly consider hybrid AGM in the years to come, more number of shareholders can join in the meeting. You can get the valuable points, suggestions, and ideas that will be helpful for the management to empower in the coming future. And nothing, sir, kindly arrange a planned visit for the shareholders, sir, as and when it is feasible. And nothing much to ask. I wish the company and the board of directors a great success and prosperity in the coming future. And thank you for giving the opportunity, sir. Hope to see you in the hybrid AGM next year. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Abhishek. Can we go on to the next speaker, please?
Thank you, sir. Our next speaker, A.B. Manisundaram, is currently not present in the panel. So I now invite speaker number 3, Mr. Redappa Gonduru. Mr. Redappa, you are in the panel. Please start your video and you may ask your question.
आवाज आ रही सर मेरी?
Yes, you are audible, sir. Please start your video.
Just a minute.
हाँ तो उन्होंने भी तो खरीदा ही हुआ ना सर.
Chairman Srinivas Vasudev ji and other